Finally.
The Rock has come back to talk flicks.
All right. Welcome to Talk Flicks with Just Chicks today. And today we are going to be talking about that, I guess, the end game trailer. It's the end. No more trailers. No more.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Welcome to Talk Flicks with Kids and Chicks. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Nicole.
And today we're going to be talking about the last, presumably, in-game trailer that just came out today. So, Nicole, what was your first impressions on this one?
This trailer gave me so much delight. I felt like it was Christmas morning because I woke up to an in-game trailer. Yes, I am a dork. And gosh, let me have some enjoyment in my life. So I was super excited and I woke the kids up and they were pulling their covers over their head. And I was like, you got to get up because I'm not going to wait too much longer to watch this trailer. I'm going to watch it without you. And there were parts where I was literally squealing like a little piggy. I was so excited.
What parts were making you squeal?
The part that made me squeal the most was the part where Tony asked Cap, like, do you trust me? And he was like, of course. And then they shook hands. And I was like, yes, because we've been waiting on this reunion since, let's see, it's been 3 years because Civil War came out in 2016. And that was just like, whoa, this is it. You know, the boys are back together again. So I was squealing. I was so excited by that part. Of course, finally getting to see another look at Thanos got me pretty giddy and excited. What other parts? I guess those were pretty much the main two parts that really got a really big reaction from me.
The parts for me was obviously Thanos. Finally, I see something other than his finger. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're trying to say the best for last. However, I didn't think this was the best one that they did, per se. But I did like the fact that, you know, they had Thanos kind of coming out in this, like, waterfall of lights in his armor. So it was just like, you know, finally we get to see the boss man. And so I was very happy about that. Obviously, he looks good in his armor. What else did I like? I like the snippets that they put in, like the dialogue. You know, he's like, we're going in short-handed. You know, we can't focus on who we've lost, but on who we still have. It just has some good little
I
snippets.
really like that. I actually wrote that line down. It's not about what we lost, but how much we have left. I thought that all of like the specific lines that they chose, like you said, were pitch perfect, especially with the music that they were using. Like, to me, the music just sounded like your heartbeat just. And it's amazing that they could still get that kind of reaction out of you without showing any action scenes. Like, there was no fighting in any of trailers that they've shown.
I really
this one
wish
really
they
just
had
kind of
done. You know how in these movies they'll do, like, maybe they're running towards each other. That kind of anticipation. Like, you didn't see in any of the trailers. So I really wish they had at least gave us one where it's like, maybe
I know, but I
and
really
then just running or some. I don't know.
But I really, when you think about
something else,
when you think about what Thanos said, like, you're here because you failed, and look where it's brought you right back to me.
Failure.
And then you see Iron Man kind of like circling, like in a boxing match, how they're circling each other. Like, I love that. That got me giddy too. I really like that because I was like, man. But it also kind of made me sad because I was like, man, I really feel like Iron Man is getting ready to die.
That's interesting. I I don't think he's gonna die, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's interesting.
It just made me feel that way. Like that shot specifically where he was like the fire and stuff, the destruction was behind him, and you hear Thanos' voice in the background, like it's brought you back to me. Like, yeah, now I'm gonna finish what I started. I was just like, man, he is out of here. Especially after you just got the scene of him and Pepper being reunited, him and Cap being reunited, being back with his team that he kind of. It all started with him. So it was just kind of like, man, and you've heard the directors not necessarily the directors, but Kevin Feige say that the landscape of the MCU is going to be different after this movie. And so to me, it feels like we're going to lose people, like for good, not fake deaths, like final deaths. And so
Who's had a fake death other than Loki?
Well, number one, these snaps are fake deaths. They're
How do you know that they're fake? Where are you getting this
I
information from?
don't know this, but I'm saying in every Marvel movie. Come on now, let's not play pretend.
No, but let's.
Okay, Black Panther when he got through off the waterfall, fake death, right? Captain America when he sacrificed himself. Yeah, he was frozen for 70 years, but it was a fake death. Iron Man, he has this thing in his chest that's making him sick. He comes up with a brand new element to save himself. Like, I could go on and on for days. And not even all the 3 or 4 times that Loki has pretended to die.
But this is Thanos that is...
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So I feel like he's for real. Thanos is for real. So I feel like these people may be gone for... Yeah, I mean, honestly...
They could be. And I've said that before, but in all actuality... We can say within about a 90% accuracy that the people that were dusted are coming back. But the people who die in this movie, I'm guessing are going to be dead for real.
I don't want, and I know I'm going to sound bad for saying it, I don't want anybody who was dusted to come back, to be honest with you. They can have their own standalone movies, which I think is perfectly fine. And it doesn't have to be connected to... Infinity War, Endgame, or anything, but like
so, like a prequel. Is that what you mean? Like before the snap?
Yeah, something else. I don't like.
Well, you know what?
I don't like the idea of a reverse the snap. That's so corny to me. That's generic.
I feel like where this movie is headed towards is the idea of how does messing with events of the past change the timeline for the future. So I think that if they undo the snap, it is going to alter the timeline.
Honestly, and I think I told you this earlier, I thought this one was okay, it was good, but the previous one I feel was better visually.
I definitely agree with that.
I think because like, I don't know, it's weird, like, it's like usually... in progression, things get better and better and better. But this one is like, okay, this one was good, but then next one's not. Then this next one is good, then this next one is not. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, when I first saw it, you were like, oh, you gotta watch it. And so, I'm putting it on. I'm like, okay. And then I was just like, Thanos, okay. And that was it, like, for real. That was it. I'm not even gonna lie. Because the other one to me like visually, I'm looking at visuals first.
Okay.
And this one, like I said, they get really good clips. The lines that they did in this one was really good. So I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just saying I was like hyped up, and then it was like.
But to me, this movie had more of a. Like a story, it's starting to lay out the story, what you should be expecting for this movie. And I don't feel like you got that from any of the previous trailers. Also, I felt like this trailer in particular was more geared towards trying to get more on the fence people or people that might not necessarily go see these type of movies on board. Because I felt like the other ones were more geared towards people who are Marvel fanatics. You already know the story. You saw Infinity Wars 30 times. So that, to me, those trailers weren't trying to get more people to come see this movie. I feel like they saved this because, they did it and put the tickets on sale at the same time. So I felt like they were trying to bring a little bit more to this trailer so that they can capture more people to buy tickets. And apparently it worked because, like I said, from what I hear, Fandango, you had an hour wait to buy tickets. And then when I was trying to even look and see what was available for the Alamo Draft House, I couldn't even get the site to load at all to see anything. So, I mean, people were buying these tickets, and I mean, I bought tickets right away, and I'm still at the front of the theater. So I was like, wow. And that didn't, I got excellent tickets for Infinity Wars. And these are just like, well, I'm in there.
Okay. So, going back to the trailer itself.
I like to add something. Like, the one thing that Marvel does that amazes me and that I just totally love is just like the small nuances that they are able to do in a shot. Like the scene where Don Cheadle and Bruce Banner are talking about, you know, we're shorthanded. And all they show is like this clip of Thor just fiddling with biscuits. Like, that was like, you just could see his frustration, and you could tell like at any minute he was gonna flip out. Like, I don't care, I'm ready to go get Thanos. Like, that's what I got from just him just messing with those biscuits. And you know, you see so much of that, just like with Captain Marvel. Like when Thor threw Stormbreaker, or he was having it come back to him, whatever the case is, and she didn't say a word, she just smirked. And to me, that was just, I mean, the nuance in these characters that they are able to get from these actors are amazing. Don Cheadle, the way he looked when he was like, yeah, because he killed all of our friends. Like, it was so powerful to me. And I just enjoyed that, especially in this trailer in particular. There were so many of those. I could have a page listed full of them. I mean, I pretty much do. Let me see, what else do I have?
We gotta wrap this joint up. I think that was it for me. I'm moving my notes. They're in my head.
One of the things that also kind of got me squealing that I forgot to mention was the fact that they are all going into space, seeing them on the Milano.
Yes, the slow motion walking. Yes, that was good. That scene where Tony and Thanos kind of have that showdown.
The shootout at the OK Corral.
You couldn't live with your failures, and whereas it brought you back to me, the boss.
And it reminded me of the first trailer from Infinity Wars, where you have Thanos' voiceover about, you know.
He has such a great voice. I feel like
it's perfect.
Honestly,
it's perfect. I love it.
It should have been in these trailers. They should have found more little, you know, clips of him narrating something. To really kind of, you know, craft it, because he just has a good voice, and like he's such like
for me,
he's so philosophical.
It is like that monologue from Infinity Wars that ended up being in the beginning of the movie was so epic. Like, every time I hear it, I almost just kind of like get the chills. Like, it was just so eerie, the way that he just did it, the way they had him kind of like in the shadows and then walking to the light. Like, it was perfect. If we get more of that from Thanos in this movie, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, that was the part where you just get on board with Thanos. Like, and that's crazy that they were able to get you on board with the villain in that way.
On board. Infinity War was Thanos' movie,
and then they said that it is his movie.
So yeah, you should have been
his hero's journey
anyway.
But what I'm saying is, think of another movie where you're on board with the villain the way you are on board with Thanos. Even though he killed some of your favorite people that you are so attached to. And some
people that needed to die.
Okay, not the point. The point is, name another movie though. Because, I mean, people were in love with Thanos. I told you they were like, yeah, that's Zaddy.
Zaddy.
People crazy.
Yeah, they got him posted the muscles out. It's a pretty cool website. But
somebody got a problem.
Yeah, I have to think about that one. I think there is at least one more that I remember kind of being like, I have to think about that. Come back to me.
But I enjoyed that. You know, the fact that they are going to space. I really like that the landscape of the MCU is really growing to this cosmic level where we get to go out and explore. You get something different, you know. So who knows? It's a 3-hour movie, and that was like a 1-minute trailer. So, I mean, there is so much more to this movie.
This 3 hours too, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm a 90-minute type of person. So Infinity Wars was already stretching me. All these movies be stretching me, really, because they are just out of order as far as time.
But a good movie is a good movie.
But a good movie is a good movie. Only thing is that I'm going to have to take a break, and then I'm going to miss something.
Supposedly, there's an app that tells you the best pee breaks for movies. So you might want to make sure you download it.
Okay.
I know I'm going to have to because I'm taking my kids, obviously. Yeah, 3 hours, 2 minutes. I'm on board, but it's definitely difficult when you have a family. I mean, me and Daryl talked about, do we even take the kids on opening night? But it's a family tradition, so we're going to go ahead and take them. And I mean, how many times am I really going to see this movie in theaters? A ton. So I am going to see this movie in its entirety at some point, even if I have to take my kids.
Do you know how many hours that is? You're going to spend at least 12 hours or something.
And I'm here for it.
I
am here for it all. They could have had 3.5 hours. I would have been like, yeah.
I wonder how long a movie can be before people are like, I'm tapped out, I'm done. Like, they should try to test just how far people will go for this. Like this is a 6-hour movie.
Flat. I would have loved to just had a Thanos movie, period, where it was just all about Thanos, seeing how he raised these kids, seeing where he got these kids from. Like, one of the things that really upset me that was not explored during the Infinity War movie, which I think would have clarified things for a lot of people, was I think his name was Corvus Claw or Clay or whatever, the one that stabbed Vision. Right. And so when I read up on him, they were saying that like his weapon was made out of like the same material, and I guess in the same way that Thor's hammer is made.
Oh, okay.
And so that's what kept him from phasing. Because remember, he was like, I can't phase. And she was like, how can that even happen? Like, it was such a quick line. I think a lot of people missed it, and it didn't make any sense because you didn't have any context for it. And so if we could have gotten more of, you know, how he discussed, because we saw Gamora, of course, but to be able to see, you know, everybody else, I don't want to say necessarily an origin story, but just how they came to be with Thanos, because it seemed like some of them were with him of their own free will, and they loved him and they worshiped him like a god. And to be able to get more you know, insight and backstories to that, I think would have made Infinity Wars a stronger movie, and definitely gave Thanos more belief. It would have made it a long, and that's the thing though, when the runtime came out for Infinity Wars, I was disappointed because I was like, you have so much ground to cover. How are you going to cover all of this? And I think they did a really good job of balancing it the best they could without overdoing it. But if you could have had some more Thanos backstory, it would have been great.
All right, well, I think that's it.
Our director got fired today, so we don't have anybody keeping us on task here, so we just can go nuts. So, if you guys enjoyed the conversation, please make sure you jump down in the comments. Let us know, what are some of your theories? What are some things that you liked or didn't like about the theory? About the trailer, excuse me. Make sure you click the like button. Please subscribe so that you do not miss out on any more of our videos. And we will see you guys for our spoiler, non-spoiler review for Endgame, and also be looking out for our Pet Sematary review that will be coming this weekend. We will have a couple of more things going up for some other trailers that came out this week. So make sure you are hitting that bell too, so it'll notify you when we have videos go up. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.